This is the L2C Media Network, and this is Sports Final, live from the Fred McLeod Sports Desk at the L2C Media Network studios in Jackson. And it's all sponsored by, presented by the L2C Media Network. Now, with the details from the headlines that make the sports world round and round and up your address, here's our host, Steve the Baxman Baxley. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Excuse us if we do not use the light that we've been using for a while. I feel a glowing in my heart of hearts. Don't know what it is. Maybe it's Friday. Nonetheless, how y'all doing today? Ready for a good weekend? I know I am. But for right now, let's get to what we're doing here. And we may just do some high school football. That'd be a first for us. Don't need the camera. We got a camera already. Hee. All right, come on. Straighten up. There we go. All right. Let's get on with it. And as you know, we always start with the scores. And all of our scores, as always, are presented to you by the good folks at Caesar Sportsbook, who constantly would love to remind you that we are all Caesars. Yes, even Carl is Caesars, even though he don't get anything for it. Anyway, and maybe I will turn on that light. And can we? Maybe we'll turn on that light. That gave us a beautiful little glow. Hey, you know, that does do that. That does bring it out better. We got two versions here, two lights. Okay. We'll just keep it like this. Hey, how you doing? Good, I hope. All right, let's go to the Major League Baseball scoreboard. And don't forget, if you want to enter the chat room, please do. It is open for business. All right, let's kick it in and make it good. Final score, it is going to be officially a final score. The Chicago White Sox defeated the Texas Rangers by a score of 8-0, 8-12-0 for the White Sox, 0-8-0 for the Rangers. Let's there. Let's go and continue now on the games that are still going on and on and on and on. Arizona Diamondbacks lead the Houston Astros as they go to the bottom of the 10th, 3-2. In the 8th inning, it is the Brewers over the Cubs, 7-5. In the 9th, it is the Mariners over the Royals, 6-2. In the end of 5th, the end of the 5, end of 5th, end of 5. Angels over the Athletics, 4-3. Let's we got some more here for you. And in the 7th, Giants over the Braves, 4-2. Now for some final scores for you. And we got some good final scores for you. Yankees over the Indians, 8-0, 8-11-1 for the, as I said, Yankees, 0-4-0 for the Indians. Kluber gets the win. He's 5-3. Pleasiak gets the loss. He's 10-6. The Rockies didn't crumble this time, but they did beat the hell out of the Nationals, 9-8, 9-8-2 for the Rockies, 8-14-0 for the Nationals. Gilbreth takes the win for the Rockies. He's 2-1. Finnegan takes the loss for the Nats. He's 5-8, and Estevez did the samba. Come on, baby, do the samba. Boy, I cannot think of the Estevez song. Okay. Gloria Estevez song. Do the mamba. There you go. Estevez did the mamba for his 9th save. Minnesota Twins over the Toronto Blue Jays, 7-3, 7-10-2 for the Twins, 3-5-1 for the Blue Jays. Pineda gets the win. He's 7-8. Ryu gets the loss. He's 13-9. Boston Red Sox over the Baltimore Orioles, 7-1, 7-11-0 for the Red Sox, 1-4-0 for the Orioles. Sale got the big win. He's 4-0. Aiken got the big loss. He's 2-10. In 10 innings, the Tampa Bay Rays shut down the Detroit Tigers 7-4, 7-9-2 for the Rays, 4-7-1 for Los Tigres. Kitteridge gets the win. He's 9-3. Garcia gets the loss. He's 2-2, 2-2. Cincinnati Reds over the defending World Series champion, Los Angeles Dodgers, 3-1, 3-6-0 for the Reds, 1-6-0 for the Dodgers. Castillo gets the win for the Reds. He's 8-15. Bueller gets a loss for the Dodgers. He's 14-4. Phillies over the Mets 4-3, 4-7-0 for the Phils, 3-8-0 for the Mets. Wheeler gets the big job done. He's 14-9 with the win. Walker gets a loss. He's 7-10. Kennedy gets a save. His 23rd save. Hey, za. Pittsburgh Pirates over the Florida Marlins, 2-1, 2-6-0 for the Pirates. 1-5-1, Ozzie Marlins. Winning pitcher for the Pirates was Crow. He's 4-7. Hernandez, losing pitcher. He's 1-2, and Stratton gets his 6th save. Finally, the St. Louis Cardinals, St. Louis woman. St. Louis Cardinals over San Diego Padres, 8-2, 8-6-0 for the Cards, 2-7-0 for the Padres. Mikolas gets the win. He's 1-2. Velasquez gets the loss. He's 3-7. We'll check the updated standings coming up, but right now, as we do, we go from one baseball to another baseball. Yeah. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for our usual scourge and our porridge of scourge, our scourge of porridge, a porridge of scourge. Do we do? Yes, we do. Okay, we go to the AAA section, and here are the scores that we have so far right now. Bottom of the 10th, Iowa over Omaha. Actually, check that. Bottom of the 10th, Iowa tied with Omaha, 3-3. Bottom of the 7th, Tacoma over El Paso, 10-4. Bottom of the 7th, middle of the 7th, either way. Reno over Salt Lake, 7-1. Bottom 5th, Sacramento over Vegas, 6-0. Final scores, Rochester over Buffalo by the score of 7-3, 7-8-1 for Rochester, 3-7-1 for Buffalo. Bramer gets the win for Rochester. He's 7-8. Francis suffers a loss. He's 9-6. Syracuse over Worcester, 7-1, 7-13-0 for the Qs, 1-3-0 for Worcester. Walker gets the big win. He's 1-3. Hart gets the loss. He's 6-9. Charlotte over Durham by the score of 5-4, 5-10-2 for Charlotte, 4-9-4 for Durham. Ramsey the winner for Charlotte. He's 1-4. Myers the loser for Durham. He's 2-4, and Edwards Jr. gets his 2nd save of the season. Columbus tore up Toledo 6-5, 6-12-2 for Columbus, 5-5-3 for Toledo. Hill gets the win for Columbus. He's 1-1. West gets lost for Toledo. He's 1-2 and goes. Got his 2nd save for Columbus. In 10 innings, Norfolk beat Jacksonville 4-3, 4-8-1 for Norfolk, 3-9-2 for Jacksonville. A winning pitcher was Vespi, 2-2 for Norfolk. Loser was Guillemet, who was 4-2 for Jacksonville. Lehigh Valley over Scranton Wilkes-Barre, 10-8, 10-12-2 for Lehigh Valley, 8-11-1 for Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Hernandez with the win. He's 3-2. Semple with the loss. He's 0-1. Indianapolis over St. Paul, 2-zip, 2-7-0 for Indianapolis, 0-6-1 for St. Paul. Yayuri gets the win. He's 2-3. Garcia gets the loss. He's 4-1. And Beschler gets his 6th save for Indy. Nashville took on Gwinnett and won 7-0, 7-12-1 for the Ville, 0-5-0 for Gwinnett. Hardy got the win. He's 6-6 for Nashville. Rodriguez gets the loss for Gwinnett. He's 6-4. Sugarland Express over Albuquerque, 2-1, 2-4-0 for Sugarland, 1-4-0 for Albuquerque. Bermudez was short. He won. He's 2-0. Rodriguez got the loss for Albuquerque. He's 3-6, and Donato gets his first save. Nice. Round Rock over Oklahoma City, 7-3, 7-10-0 for Round Rock, 3-6-1 for Oklahoma City. Wiles gets the win. He's 7-2. Bibbins Dirk gets the loss. He's 10-5, and Bass gets his first save. Memphis over Louisville, 6-2, 6-9-2 for Memphis, 2-5-0 for Louisville. Waddle gets the win. He's 2-0. Alvarez gets the loss. He's 1-3. Wahoo, Pequeño! Double A scores. We got them. You want them? You got them. Toyota. All right. The top of the 10th right now. Springfield up 1 on Northwest Arkansas, 10-9. Top of the 6th. Montgomery over Birmingham, 9-5. Final score. First game of the double dip. Montgomery defeated Birmingham 4-3, 4-9-1 for Montgomery, 3-6-0 for Birmingham. Piguero gets a win. He's 4-8. Freeman gets a loss. He's 0-1. Erie over Richmond, 3-2, 3-7-0 for Erie, 2-4-3 for Richmond. Olsen gets the win for Erie. He's 2-1. Toplicar gets the loss. He's 2-8, and Bass gets his second save. New Hampshire over Harrisburg by a score of 4-0, 4-8-0 for New Hampshire, 0-6-0 for Harrisburg. Bash with the New Hampshire win. He's 1-0. Tetriol gets the loss. He's 5-3. Portland over Hartford, 7-2, 7-12-1 for Portland, 2-4-1 for Hartford. Winkowski gets the win for Portland. He's 8-3. Baird gets the loss. He's 1-3. Bowie over Altoona, 3-1, 3-3-1 for Bowie, 1-2-5 for Altoona. Rom, if he wants to, gets it done 3-1 with the win. Pasantino gets the loss. He's 1-8, and Almengo gets his 15th save. Reading over Binghamton. Thank you. 4-1, 4-10-0 for Reading, 1-9-1 for Binghamton. Armenta gets the win for Reading. He's 1-0. Cassina gets the loss. He's 0-2, and Marconi gets his 15th save. Somerset over Akron, 2-0, 2-4-0 for Somerset, 0-4-0 for Akron. Wisniewski gets the win. He's 8-4. Pilkington gets the loss. He's 3-2, and Green gets his second save. Mississippi over Chattanooga by a score of 5-4, 5-13-0 for Mississippi, 4-7-1 for Chattanooga. Ramirez gets the win. He's 3-1. Duarte gets the loss. He's 0-1, and Kingham gets his second save. Midland over Tulsa, 10-4, 10-10-0 for Midland, 4-9-0 for Tulsa. Coney gets a big win. He's 7-5. Varland gets the loss. He's 1-4. Wichita over Arkansas by a score of 2-1, 2-7-1 for Wichita, 1-6-0 for Arkansas. Sands of time. Yeah, Sands got the win. He's 4-2. Williamson gets the loss. He's 2-5. And Founderberg gets his third save. San Antonio whipped Corpus Christi 4-1, 4-5-3 for San Antone. 1-6-0 for Corpus Christi. Reeves gets the win. He's 3-0. Brown gets the loss, 1-3, and Kuzia gets his seventh save. Amarillo over Frisco, 6-1, 6-8-0 for Amarillo, 1-5-0 for Frisco. Lewis gets the win. He's 2-1. Brennan gets the loss. He's 0-3. Tennessee and Biloxi was postponed. It'll be made up on tomorrow. And Pensacola and Rocket City canceled due to COVID-19. Let's go now to High A. find out how the lug nuts are doing and find out how everyone else is done. Okay, games are still going on. Hillsborough over Vancouver 4-1 in the bottom of the sixth. Top of the sixth, Tri-City over Eugene 2-1. Final score: Spokane over Everett 12-11. 12-14-3 for Spokane, 11-11-1 for Everett. Jones gets the win. He's 4-1. Villarreal gets a loss. He's 1-3, and Darnell gets his 15th save. Beloit over Lake County 8-3, 8-5-0 for Beloit, 3-6-3 for Lake County. Asheville over Winston-Salem, 1 puff, and you're in love. Asheville 14, Winston-Salem 4, 14-16-0 for Asheville, 4-4-1 for Winston-Salem. Tavares gets the win. He's 3-0. Bradford gets a loss. He's 3-4. Hickory over Rome 7-1, 7-10-0 for Hickory, 1-4-2 for Rome. Weems gets the win. He's 4-6. McSteen gets the loss. He's 2-5. Brooklyn over Jersey Shore 7-4, 7-10-0 for Brooklyn, 4-8-3 for Jersey Shore. Chassin gets the win. He's 3-1. Garcia gets the loss. He's 0-1. And Parsons gets his second save. Hudson Valley over Greensboro 3-2, 3-6-2 for Hudson Valley, 2-4-1 for Greensboro. Majewski Massajuski gets the win. He's 9-4. Linares 0-2, and Holloway gets his second save. Aberdeen over Greenville 1-0, 1-6-1 for Aberdeen, 0-4-0 for Greenville. Peak with the win. He's 4-0. Padron Ortiz gets a loss. He's 3-7, and Farmer with his 8th save. Lansing Lugnuts returned the favor to West Michigan and beat them 6-4, 6-12-0 for Lansing, 4-7-0 for West Michigan. Withers gets the win for Lansing. He's 3-2. Maloney gets the loss. He's 1-3. Pineda gets his first save. Wisconsin over Great Lakes by a score of 13-2, 13-18-1 for Wisconsin, 2-9-5 for Great Lakes. Chirino gets the win. He's 6-5. Gambios gets a loss. He's 4-5. Dayton over Fort Wayne, 8-4, 8-10-2 for Dayton, 4-9-2 for Fort Wayne. Spears gets the win. He's 6-4. Vela gets a loss. He's 0-3. Quad Cities over South Bend, 8-3, 8-13-0 for the Quad, 3-7-2 for South Bend. Bowling Green over Wilmington, 4-1, 4-7-1 for Bowling Green, 1-6-1 for Wilmington. Oh, I forgot. Paulino gets the win for the Quad. He's 1-1. Clark gets a loss. He's 0-5. For Bowling Green, Lopez gets the winner. He's 3-1. And for Wilmington, Yankowski gets a loss. He's 1-1. And Trajan gets his second save. Cedar Rapids over Peoria, 7-6, 7-8-0 for Cedar Rapids. For Peoria, 6-11-3. Palm gets the win. Yes, the winning Palm. He's 3-4. Cordero gets a loss. He's 0-2. And Suniaga gets his first save. All right. We got one more for you, and it's the low A. Maybe some excitement there. Bottom of the ninth, Visalia is about to claim victory, 7-3 over Rancho Cucamonga. But we have to wait for the word final to show up before we can officially call it. So right now, it just say Visalia over Rancho Cucamonga 7-3, bottom of the sixth. It's San Jose over Fresno, 6-5. And do we have... No, we'll have to do it like this. We have a no-hitter going on. Bottom of the eighth inning, Modesto 5, Stockton 0, 5-11-2 for Modesto. Stockton 0-0-1. Bottom of the eighth, the Inland Empire over Lake Elsinore 1-0. Bottom of the seventh, Kannapolis over Columbia 3-1. Final score, Daytona over Palm Beach 7-1 in the second game. 7-8-0 for Daytona, 1-4-1 for Palm Beach. Medrano 5-2 with the win. Prater gets the loss. He's 1-9. The first game went to Palm Beach, so they split the pair. They split the double dip. 11-3, Palm Beach wins in the first game. 11-8-1 for Palm Beach. 3-6-0 for Daytona. Herrera gets the win. He's 1-1. Franco the loss. He's 2-5. Kannapolis over Columbia. Did we have another Kannapolis over Columbia? Yeah, we did. So bottom of seventh in the second game. Kannapolis over Columbia 3-1. In the first game, Kannapolis beat Columbia 9-3, 9-12-0 for Kannapolis, 3-4-0 for Columbia. Hazelwood the winner, he's 2-0. Garcia the loser, he's 0-4. Lakeland over Bradenton, 3-1, 3-6-1 for Lakeland, 1-5-1 for Bradenton. Flores gets the win, he's 4-3. Jones gets the loss, he's 3-6. Stuka gets his second save. Dunedin over Clearwater, 7-6, 7-8-1 for Dunedin. 6-8-3 for Clearwater. Perez gets the win. He's 4-3. Cotto gets a loss. He's 2-3. And Swanson gets his fifth save. Fayetteville over Carolina, 10-5. 10-9-1 for Fayetteville. 5-7-2 for Carolina. Lopez gets the win. He's 1-1. Tripp gets the loss. He's 0-1. Down East over Charleston, 4-2. 4-8-0 for Down East. 2-3-0 for Charleston. Manning gets the win. He's 3-0. Catalina gets a loss. He's 2-2. Myrtle Beach over Augusta, 11-4. 11-10-1 for Myrtle Beach. 4-7-2 for Augusta. Rodriguez gets the win. He's 3-0 for Myrtle Beach. Johnson gets the loss for Augusta. He's 0-6. Delmarva over Salem, 13-4. 13-15-0 for Delmarva. 4-7-0 for Salem. Vasquez gets his fourth victory. He's 4-0. De Valerio gets the loss. He's 9-4. Fredericksburg over Lynchburg, 5-2, 5-10-1 for Fredericksburg, 2-5-1 for Lynchburg. Get back over there. Get back over there. One more. Get back over there. Thank you. Let's see. 5-10-1 for Fredericksburg, 2-5-1 for Lynchburg. Kirian gets a win. He's 1-1 for Fredericksburg. Jones gets a loss. He's 3-10. And this game was suspended in the top of the second. St. Lucie leads Jupiter 2-0. This game will be completed tomorrow. Tampa and Fort Myers got canceled due to rain. They'll probably be made up tomorrow as well. And that is your Major League Baseball scoreboard. Right there. Believe it or not, I'm claiming on air. I thought it would feel so great, and it does. All right, excuse me, folks. Yes. Think a little bit more. Strike. Thank you. Thank you, Mom. Don't worry, I will be fast. Okay. For those of you asking, and I know those of you are asking, hey, what's Nick Rekieta got on tonight on the Rekieta Law channel? Well, I'm going to tell you, it's Ty Beard. That's right. Ty Beard joins the humble Minnesota attorney after his 2 live streams today to discuss Pazio's crimes and government paying journalist and more. That's coming up in a few moments at midnight Eastern. 11 o'clock. Midnight Eastern, 11 o'clock Central Time on the Rekieta Law channel. Law splaining the interwebs. It's all for you, folks. It's all for you. Okay, now that we have done that, let's get some headlines and do some detailing. Okay, in the National Football League. There we go. Bam. Well, if it weren't for bad luck, the Saints would have no luck at all. Due to COVID-19 protocol, the New Orleans Saints will be without 7 members of their coaching staff when they face the Panthers in Charlotte on Sunday. Thank you. The Saints coaches who will not be able to participate or even try to say the word participate are Offensive line coach Brendan. Coach Joel Thomas, offensive lineman Jim Chaney, offensive assistant Declan Doyle, senior offensive assistant, receivers coach Curtis Johnson, run game coach Shar, and assistant special teams coach Phil Galliano. Now, the Saints will also be without services of defensive end Marcus Davenport and linebacker Quan Alexander, who were placed on injured reserve Friday. Carl Granderson is in line to replace Davenport in the starting lineup, while Zach Braun will look to fill Alexander's spot. Pete Werner, who shares a backup spot with Braun behind Alexander on the depth chart, has been rolled out of Sunday's game with a little hammy. Coach Sean Payton also announced Friday that the team is planning on returning to New Orleans prior to the Week 4 home game against the Giants. Saints are currently training at Texas Christian University. They left New Orleans following Hurricane Ida's touchdown late last month. Boom. Let's see. We got more? Yes. More NFL news. Wow. Didn't see this coming, did you? There's drama in New York with the Giants. Kadarius Toney didn't show up in the box score for New York Giants in Thursday's loss to the Washington football team. While the three wide receivers drafted in front of Toney each made an impact, Toney has yet to record positive yards in his 2 career games. NJ.com, Zach Rosenblatt said Toney came off the field in the third quarter Thursday night and had about a 10-second conversation with head coach Joe Judge before immediately storming off. Toney, after that, sitting away from his teammates as New York committed plenty of errors in the fourth quarter of a 30-29 loss. Now, whatever Judge said to Toney, the Giants does not seem happy with his role, posting an Instagram story venting his frustration with the situation after the game. Toney played just 19 snaps in Washington and wasn't targeted. He had 2 targets in a Week 1 loss to Denver, but both plays went for negative yardage on end arounds. Toney is buried on the depth chart as the Giants haven't figured out a way to use him. It didn't help that Toney contracted COVID-19 early in training camp and didn't play in any preseason games due to a hammy. Toney took to Twitter on Friday afternoon to explain himself. Y'all try to turn anything into something? Shaking my head. We good over here. Said in his lone press conference this regular season that he's a full believer in what Judge has to say, but it didn't appear that way with his Instagram story Thursday night. Both parties appear to have some issues to work out over the coming days. Ooh, you got to hate when issues come up. Meanwhile, the Wackawoonies, that's right, the Wackawoonies, the Vikings, well, they got problems. That's right. Everson Griffin had an immediate role in his first game back with the Vikings on Sunday, playing more than 40% of Minnesota's defensive snaps after a season spent with the Cowboys. He won't have any role this coming Sunday, however, and Adair is at least partly to blame for the veteran pass rusher's absence. The Vikings announced Friday that Griffin will be out. Zimmer telling reporters he's in concussion protocol after swerving and crashing his car while trying to way to the club's Egan practice facilities on Thursday. Now, it's unclear exactly where the accident occurred or whether Griffin sustained other injuries as a result. The Vikings first listed the defensive end with a concussion on their official injury report Friday, with Griffin sitting out of practice. In the veteran's absence, the team figures to rely more on Stephen Weatherly and Patrick Jones II as reserve pass rushers behind Daniel Hunter and DJ Wanham. Griffin is not the only prominent player set to miss Sunday's game either. Minnesota also ruled out rookie left tackle Christian Darrisaw, linebacker Anthony Barr, and cornerback Harrison Hand, with linebacker Eric Kendricks listed as questionable. The Vikings kick off a Week 2 matchup with Arizona at 4:05 Eastern on Sunday. Sunday. All right. Baseball. Are we baseball? No, it's we got college football. Oklahoma quarterback Spencer Rattler. Let's try again. Oklahoma quarterback Spencer Rattler tossed a career high 5 touchdowns in one half in a 76-0 drubbing of Western Carolina's Knitting and Tea Club last week. They obviously replaced the Western Carolina team that didn't show up. Friday, and on Friday, he notched a career milestone off the field. Norman-based Fowler Automotive Group gave her 2 new vehicles, a 2021 Dodge Ram TRX and 2021 Dodge Charger Scat Pack, as part of the name, image, and likeness deal they announced on Friday. The downside of all this, Sooner coach Lincoln Riley probably won't accept any car breaking down excuses from Rattler if he's late to practice. See, that's not bad. Rattler has regularly gone big since becoming the Sooners' full-time signal caller, throwing 3+ touchdowns in 6 of his 13 games as a starter and clearing 300 yards 5 times. That's right. I tell you, 300 yards 5 times. His performance in 2020 made him the Heisman favorite and presumptive number 1 NFL draft pick heading into the 21 season. The NIL policy allowing student athletes like Rattler to profit off their fame, passed on July 1st in the Oklahoma Signal Caller, has been extremely active since. Rattler created his own logo and online shop, sends personalized videos to paying fans via Cameo, and signed the deal with the Louisiana-based chicken restaurant Raising Cane's. Rattler, 20-year-old from Phoenix, is also spreading the wealth from his NIL activities to underdeserved communities. Good job. Sooner fans are counting on Rattler to make their team's national championship time now. Number 3, Oklahoma, which collected wins over Tulane and Western Carolina to start the year, has competed in 4 of the first 7 college football playoffs, but has yet to break through the first round. Now, if Rattler does lead the Sooners to the CFP title game, he'd be doing it in style with his 2 new rides. Man, I wish he would just give one of those rides to the public. I would enter that contest. All right, let's get going on the other story. We got some baseball rumors. The New York Mets playoff hopes are dwindling. And that means the first season under new owner Steve Cohen will likely go down as somewhat of a disappointment. That in turn could lead to a front office change this winter. Team president Sandy Alderson almost certainly isn't going anywhere, but the Mets may be looking for a senior executive to take a more direct role in baseball operations. One potential target, according to John Heyman, is longtime A's operator Billy Beane. Being the executive of Moneyball fame certainly makes sense as a target. He has a long record of success in Oakland, despite payroll limitations that he mentioned under Alderson back in the latter's Oakland days. He mentored under Alderson back in the latter's Oakland days as well. Beane was originally drafted by the Mets back in 1980. Proofread these things, won't you? And he spent the 2 seasons of his minor league career in the Mets system. Also appealing to the Mets is Beane's long history and stability with the business. That's notable given that the Mets under Cohen have already dismissed one GM because it came to light that Jared Porter sent unsolicited sexually explicit images to a female reporter while employed by the Cubs as their director of pro scouting in 2016. As well, Porter's replacement with the Mets, acting GM Zach Scott, was placed on administrative leave by the team following his drunk driving arrest. The 59-year-old Beane, boy, that was scary. The 59-year-old Beane has been part of the A's front office since early 1990, so it's possible he may at least be looking for a new challenge, particularly with a team that has substantially more resources than the A's do. However, Beane has a small ownership stake with the A's, and he'd have to divest himself of that before taking any role with the Mets. Also, Beane, currently the club's vice president of baseball operations, would require permission from the A's ownership to make such a move. Another unknown is that if indeed Alderson returns in his role, is whether Beane would be willing to work under him. I think that would obviously come up, don't you think? Or don't you think? I think that. Gotta pick that up. Yeah, there we are. I'm okay now. All right, let's get over and do. Let's do this properly. La la. All right, let's get to some overseas scores. Soccer, or as they call it down there, football. The Premier League, Newcastle United and Leeds United tied at 1. Women's World Cup qualifying. Slovakia women lost to Sweden 1-0. Scotland over Hungary 2-0. Belarus over Cyprus 4-1. Netherlands and Czech Republic tied at 1. Austria over Latvia 8-1. England over North Macedonia 8-0. Northern Ireland over Luxembourg 4-0. Montenegro over Bosnia and Herzegovina 3-2. Russia over Azerbaijan 2-0. Poland over Belgium tied at 1. Italy over Moldova 3-0. Switzerland over Lithuania 4-1. Romania over Croatia 2-0. France defeated Greece 10-0. Slovenia over Estonia 4-0. Wales over Kazakhstan 6-0. In the Scottish Cup, East Stirlingshire over Fort William 3-0. Bucky Thistle and Cumberland Colts tied at 1. In men's international friendly, Chile and Uruguay tied at 2. Brazil beat Argentina 3-1. Scottish League 2, Edinburgh City and Stirling Albion tied at 2. In Sirmaru Premier, Aberystwyth Town defeated Newtown 2-1. Spanish La Liga, Cadiz over Celta Vigo 2-1. German Bundesliga, Hertha Berlin over Greuther Fürth 2-1. In the Italian series, Torino over Sassuolo 1-0. I'm going to move that over there. Thank you. They can hear me now. French League, Strasbourg over Metz 3-0. Belgium, Eupen over Secure Bruges 2-1. In Danish soccer, Aalborg over Odense Bold Club 2-0. Dutch, Sparta and NEC tied at 1. Greek, Ionikos over Aris 1-0. Portuguese, Portimonense over Santa Clara 2-1. Turkish Super League, Altay over Gostep 2-1. Faith Karagümrük and Yeni Maltespor 4-3. And in Major League Soccer, New York Red Bulls over Inter Miami 4-0. And that is that on that, and that on thus, and thus on that. Now, let's find out, since we have a definite about 15 minutes left in our broadcast. Let's see if anything occurs, s'il vous plaît, in the media. And yes, an induction into any sort of Hall of Fame is usually a positive experience for the inductee, but it brought up some more negative feelings for Sportsmeister Dan Patrick. On the Season 4 Sports Network interview show Drinks with Binks, airing this Saturday, Dan Patrick tells host Julie Stewart Banks his 2020 induction to the National Sports Media Hall of Fame wasn't something he viewed positively at first. Patrick was quoted as saying, "I was inducted into the Sportscasting Hall of Fame, and I was, well, actually mad because it meant like I'm near the end like that. I have to be the only disgruntled Hall of Fame member ever, because when I got the call, it was like, oh, I won Sportscaster of the Year, and Dave Gorin, the head of the organization, said, hey, you're going into the Hall of Fame, and my first reaction was bleep. I didn't want to open up my scrapbook." He continued, "But we couldn't hold the ceremony due to the pandemic, and I guess it's going to be maybe later on this year. I don't know. And the Radio Hall of Fame as well. I never even gave thought to it. It's not finite to me, but there's just a feeling of, God, you're really old when you get into the Hall of Fame." And it kind of bothered me because I don't want to be viewed as, I don't act my age. I don't want to act my age. And it's a young man's game. I get that. But there was a little bit of Hall of Fame, ugh, because you have to look back, and I don't want to look back. Stuart Binks, and that's Patrick. Then ask Patrick what he wants to do in the time ahead. And he said, well, I'm going to do this for a few more years. I'm still challenged every day. I love doing it every day. Bob Costas said, I don't know how you do it every day. And I said, I don't know how you don't do it every day. I love the grind. People go to a golf course to hit golf balls, play golf. I go to grind. I go to hit golf balls. I love the grind every single day, interviewing people. I'm still challenged by it. Now, those are certainly interesting comments from Patrick, and he makes a good point with athletes in halls of fame. Those selections are usually done after they're retired, even for coaches and builders. The call is usually made once they're out of the game, which has sometimes led to some awkwardness when a Hall of Fame inductee later returns. But at the same time, it may make more sense in the Sports Journalism Hall of Fame, as many prominent sports journalists continue doing at least something in that field until very late in their lives. And maybe there should be an understanding that a Sports Journalism Hall of Fame is a little different than one for players and coaches, and that an induction doesn't necessarily mean an inductee is done. In fact, many of the NIMSA Hall of Fame inductees in particular are still active in some way. With that said, though, it makes sense for Patrick to have some of these conflicted feelings announcement, and it's certainly notable to see him reveal that thing to thinking to Stuart Binks. It's an interesting look at what's going on with him and how he's approaching this particular part of his long and distinguished sports media career. Now, the full episode of Stuart Binks' interview with Patrick will premiere on Fubo Sports Network on connected TVs and TV apps, including Fubo TV, Plex, and the Roku channel, and at FuboSportsNetwork.com Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern and Pacific. Drinks with Binks will then air another episode at 5:30 Eastern Pacific, and we'll have more episodes in the weeks to come. Anyway, we continue. Yes, we continue. Do we have it out? Okay, let's do it. We continue. Let us give you. We do it on Friday. We did it on Saturday, but we're going to do it on Friday. The big deal, big schmeal. Who gets what and where? Now, as you know, I am somewhat mathematically okay. When it comes to percentage, I just guess. All right, here we go. Here we go. For the CBS early games. Do we really do this? Yes. No, today. No, Saturday we do this. But for this day, we're going to do it anyways. We'll repeat it on Saturday. If any changes. Okay, so here we go. Las Vegas and Pittsburgh on CBS. Ian Eagle. I think it's Ian Eagle and Charles Davis. That game will be shown on Honolulu. In Honolulu. For our friends in foreign lands. And hello to our Polish viewers. Las Vegas and Pittsburgh. Ian Eagle. Charles Davis. It'll be on CBS affiliates in Anchorage, Fairbanks, and Honolulu. And by the way, the map is colored in red. I'd say about 40% of the country will get to see it, including Detroit, including all of Michigan. Well, with a little touch, all except for just 10%. Sure, 10. Yeah, about 5 to 10% of Michigan will see the game. New England at the New York Jets. Kevin Harlan and Trent Green. Mr. Magnetism, Kevin Harlan. And that'll be shown in about 14% of the country. Parts of Florida, all of Maine, Vermont, about 95% of New York, all of New Jersey, all of Boston, all of Rhode Island, and about 15%, not 15, about maybe 5% of Pennsylvania. We'll see that game. And about 10% of Florida. That'll be That'll be the southern Florida, the tip of the penis. If you look at Florida, it looks like a flaccid penis. Houston at Cleveland, Greg Gumbel, Adam Archuleta. That'll be shown in most of Ohio, about 75% of Ohio, 5% of Indiana, and 5% of Kentucky. And about 90% of Texas, all of Oklahoma, about 10 to 15% of Louisiana, about 10-15% of Arkansas, and whatever is above Louisiana. The middle of it be Dallas. That will have the Las Vegas and Pittsburgh game. Denver and Jacksonville will be shown in the northern and middle parts of Florida, as well as the southern parts of Georgia and and it was thank you. Charleston, South Carolina. Yeah. CHS, Charleston. Columbus. No, because Virginia, Raleigh, Roanoke, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. So it'll be South Carolina. Thank you. That, by the way, will be done. Denver and Jacksonville will be done. Oh, and through most of the Mountain Time Zone, we'll be showing that. Spiro Didis and Jay Feely. Columbia and Florence, South Carolina, Augusta, Macon, Georgia. You will get Vegas and Pittsburgh. Panama City, Florida. You will get Denver and Jacksonville. The late shift. 95% of the nation will get, and Honolulu will get Dallas and the Chargers with Jim Nantz and Romo Damas, while about 10% of the remaining portion will get Tennessee and Seattle, Andrew Catalan and James Lofton, as well as Anchorage and Fairbanks. Missoula, Montana will get Tennessee and Seattle. Birmingham, Alabama, Butte and Great Falls, Montana, and Twin Falls, Idaho will get Tennessee and Seattle. And Columbus, Mississippi will get Dallas and LA. Nice. Fox with the only single games. Let's roll this puppy up and out and show you that San Francisco and Philadelphia, Adam Amin and Mark Schlereth will be shown in about 15 to 20% of the nation. Rams at Indianapolis will be shown also about 15% of the nation, including about 75% of Michigan, all of Anchorage, and all of Fairbanks. Kenny Albert, Jonathan Vilma will do that game. Cincinnati and Chicago, 20% of the nation. Kevin Kugler, Mark Sanchez. New Orleans, Carolina will be about, I'd say, 30% of the country. That's mainly in the southern areas. We'll get that game. New Orleans and Carolina, Chris Meyer, Daryl Johnson. Buffalo, Miami will be shown in the light. That'll only be shown in parts of Pennsylvania. Let's see. Most, if not all of New York, most of Pennsylvania, and a portion of the Mountain Time Zone in Honolulu, Hawaii. They'll get Buffalo, Miami, Brandon Gaudin, and Matt Millen. Oh, joy. Atlanta, Tampa Bay. That's a red game. Let's see. We're reading the map here. Most of the Mountain Time Zone, Parts of Florida, all of Georgia, about 10th of Alabama, all of Maine, and some of the other New England area, including a piece of Ohio and a little piece of Pennsylvania. And Minnesota and Arizona. Oh, by the way, Kevin Burkhardt, Greg Olson for that game. Minnesota and Arizona, Gus Johnson and Aqib Talib. That game will be in Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington, Maryland area, as well as most of Washington, Oregon, Idaho, half of Nevada, and about a big swath of California. Most, if not all, of Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, and Kansas. There you go. Corpus Christi, Texas. You'll go with San Francisco and Philly. Marquette, Michigan. You'll have Cincinnati and Chi-Town. We have time for college football. Okay. Saturday, big game for ABC. They got at noon Michigan State and Miami, followed by Georgia Tech and Clemson at 4. And the night game is Auburn and Penn State. CBS has Alabama and Florida at 4 o'clock, while NBC and Peacock have Purdue at Notre Dame at 2:30. Fox starts at noon with Nebraska and Oklahoma and ends with USC and Washington State. ESPN has Cincinnati, Indiana at noon, Wake Forest, Florida State at about 3:30, South Carolina and Georgia at around 7, and Arizona and BYU, the Late Show. ESPN Deuce. Coastal Carolina at Buffalo, Mississippi State at Memphis, Tulane at Ole Miss will be the 8 p.m. show. On ESPN it's Boston College and Temple at noon, Colorado State and Toledo about 4. And after that, Stanford and Vanderbilt will be the 8 o'clock game. Nothing on the ESPN News. On Fox Sports 1, it's Virginia Tech and West Virginia. Tulsa at Ohio State at about 3:30. Oklahoma State and Boise at 9, and the really late starter is SJSU at Hawaii. Fox Sports 2 will have Utah State at Air Force at 7:30. The regional nets will have West Michigan at Pittsburgh noon, and Furman at NC State at about 7:30, 8 o'clock. SEC Network starts at noon with New Mexico at Texas A&M. Goes at 4 with Georgia Southern Arkansas and wraps up at 7:30, Central Michigan and LSU. On the Big Ten Network at noon, Northern Illinois, Michigan, Kent State at Iowa, or Delaware Rutgers at 3:30, 4 o'clock. ACC Network, Albany at Syracuse at noon, Northwestern at Duke at around 4, and Virginia, North Carolina, the prime timer at 7:30. Pac-12 Network will have Minnesota, Colorado at 1, Arkansas State of Washington at around 4, Stony Brook in Oregon at 7:30, and Fresno State at UCLA, the real late show. CBS Sports Network at noon will have Connecticut at Army, SMU, and Louisiana Tech. Utah, I just said it, Utah at San Diego State, Iowa State, UNLV. And on LHN, whatever that is, they'll have Rice in Texas at 8 o'clock. Now, the Michigan State at Miami contest will be done by Joe Tessitore and Greg McElroy. Meanwhile, Northern Illinois at Michigan, Brandon Gaudin and James Laurinaitis. Okay, I think we're done. You can check your local listings for the game time and Zonafo that you can. Okay, let us if we may, and I know we do and may. Uh, it's long been the position that ABC Extreme Mini Golf Competition, Holy Moly, is America's finest television program, a viewpoint that aligns with a position espoused by none less than Uproxx's Brian Grubb. A large part of what makes the show is the commentary from ESPN's Joe Tessitore and Rob Riggle, comedian extraordinaire. Clad in the 1970s ABC Sports mellow yellow, or as we like to call it, the mustard yellow jackets, and generally riffing on extreme wipeouts in a way that will make Howard Cosell proud. Tessitore, of course, spoke to awful announcing about Holy Moly around the first and second seasons, and it's clear he's still having a lot of fun with the show. This week, ahead of the show's third season finale, which is Thursday, September 23rd. Tessitore, do you mind, people? Thank you. Spoke to Andy Staples of The Athletic. Most of the podcasts about Tessitore's work calling college football, but around the 43-minute mark, they get into Holy Moly, and it's that part that is really a delight. He says, and it has become in my career probably the thing that brings me the most joy. When you work in primetime entertainment and do something that's really a comedy show at the end of the day, just masked as Extreme Mini Golf, we're doing a buddy comedy, a 1-hour buddy comedy on ABC. It touches people differently. It affects people differently. The star of the game, the star is the game. When you're broadcasting a game, I'm not looking to be the star of an ABC college football broadcast. I want the game, the action, the score, the drama to be the star. But when you're doing primetime entertainment, you realize are different way. Tessitore then goes on to reveal that they've already filmed the fourth season and mentions that most of the public interactions he gets these days from Holy Moly are from Holy Moly rather than his college or NFL work. And the show's been on now. We filmed season 4. When you got the momentum and the promotion, it just touches my heart that a kid like Will Staples, his friends, family get together. It's multi-generational. I get recognized more than anything. Restaurants, airports, just anywhere because of that show now and from anybody. Andy, the college football crowd, you know now. If you're traveling through Atlanta Airport, you're at certain places in college towns, you get it, you know you're going to be recognized. This is anywhere and anytime. Tessitore then told Staples about how much he's learned from Riggle. Rob's done a great job of teaching me the nuances of buddy comedy, and it's been great because we had the one space theme hold called Uranus, and he's just a master craftsman at being a comic actor and teaching me how to deliver the lines and the looks and the timing, and sure enough, one of the years we had a contestant on Uranus. The ball was lodged up Uranus, and the guy we made fun of on the show, Course Marshal Joe and Course Marshal Colin, he had to stick his hand up Uranus and pull it out. Holy Moly has long had a thematic connection to ABC's Wide World of Sports, including the Blazers, and particularly evident this year with the Agony of Defeat hole, strongly recalling the ski jump fail used in the Wide World of Sports opening credits. I wondered. Tessitore also talked with Staples about those famed 70s ABC Sports Gold Blazers. I'm telling you for a fact, it's so much fun to do the show because two grown men wearing gold polyester jackets that still smell like mouthballs. We will sit there and be incapable of continuing to go on for 45 minutes because tears are coming down the sides of our faces of being so stupid. And ABC is putting us on the air being this stupid, and I apologize to all the parents out there for the Uranus hole and the Pecker hole and the Buns and Wieners hole, but the ratings are great. The Hulu numbers are through the roof, and we're making kids laugh, so be it. A big question for many Holy Moly viewers is just what's in the mugs that Tessitore and Riggle are drinking out of, which are now available. Do we have? Thank you, boys. Which are now available from ABC's online store. Yes, that's ABC's online store. Thank you very much. Tessitore told Staples it's fair that people suspect it's alcohol, but it's actually just caffeine, and the real silliness is coming from sleep deprivation. So the two mugs are on the desk. Everybody thinks there's Blanco tequila in the mugs because the stuff that comes out of our months is so absolutely loopy. But the reason we get so loopy is because we film it from 7 o'clock at night till 5:30 in the morning. Gosh dog it, I wish I had that gig. And we are still sleep deprived, and it's cold. But anyway, you got to watch this, and you got to listen to the podcast. These guys are hilarious. What more can we ask for? But we're glad Holy Moly is going to be around next season. Yahoo. Yahoo, double Yahoo. Thank you, boys. Can we thank you. The Staples podcast is on Apple Podcast. So please enjoy. Thank you. Don't forget, folks, the season finale is on the 23rd of September. Oh, we got one more thing, or are we out of time? We are out of time. Oh, too bad. We're out of time, folks. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will make double sure to do international sports tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. I am Steve the Baxman Baxley. For everyone that's been a part of this one, we'll see you Saturday, everybody, at following. I'm going to say this. We will see you Saturday night following the primetime game on ABC with our college football fandango. All that and a whole lot more. If you will kindly, please have a great evening in the West Coast. Have a great morning on the coast. We will talk to you tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, Saturday night, our regular time, 11:35, unless there's a big game on, and I don't think there is. So we will tomorrow. Tomorrow we're on after the primetime game. There we go. So we'll see it around 12:15, perhaps. Till then, have a great evening. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. I'm Steve the Baxman Baxley for Harry von Stuttgart and everybody here. Have a great night on the West Coast. Have a good morning on the East Coast. So long, everybody. Boom.